today's video is my August to be read video, but we're doing it a little bit different today. So those of you that have been around for a while will probably recall that back in March, my partner Rowan and I did a We Choose Each Other's TBR. And I'm doing the same thing again, except that this time I am doing it with my friend Michelle. So Michelle and I have chosen 4 books for each other to read, and we are going to switch our TBRs with each other, and those are the books we're going to read throughout the month of August. I'm standing in the garden again because I'm about to go over to Michelle's house. I wanted to just let you guys all know that I live in Tasmania, which is the little island right down the bottom of Australia, and we've done pretty well as far as COVID-19 is concerned. We closed our borders pretty early. We have managed to, touch wood, do reasonably well with everything that's going on, and so we are fine. Everything's going back to normal. We're able to go out and do various things. So I'm about to go to Michelle's house to film that, but I wanted you guys to know that it's completely safe and completely fine for me to do that. So yeah, so anyway, the majority of this video will take place at Michelle's house, so I'll see you in a minute. Alright, so here we are with the lovely Michelle in the lovely Michelle's back garden on her lovely deck with our inspiring mountain behind us. Yep. So yes, this is my lovely friend Michelle, and as you guys know, we're about to do a book swap with each other, so I thought that I would go first. So exciting. Let's start with, I might get into frame. I'm going to start with a book that Michelle will not be at all surprised about. Oh, okay. Because I've tried to give it to her before.
Oh my goodness, you have.
So this is
that's
The
exciting.
Beekeeper's Apprentice by Laurie King. So this is the first in the Mary Russell series. And I chose this book for you because I've tried to get you to read it before.
Yes, and I want to read it. I do want to read it. I just haven't had a chance, so now it's a good excuse.
Which is fair enough. But I thought that, I know Michelle quite likes mysteries, so I thought that she would enjoy this. This is one of my favourite series of all time.
That's exciting.
Yes,
I'm looking forward to that one.
There's that one.
Cool.
There you are.
Awesome. Okay. All right. I hope you haven't read it.
I have not read it.
Okay.
No.
So this one is The Hate You Give, or Thug, by Angie Thomas. I really enjoyed this book, and I'm hoping that Mel will as well. I don't actually think I need to say any more about that. I reckon lots of people have probably read it, but
thank you. This is yes, a very popular book.
Yeah. And you haven't read it?
Around the trap at the moment. No, I haven't read it.
Okay.
I'm going to take this copy for this purpose of this film, but I actually bought it recently.
Oh, good.
So I can.
Yeah. She's also got another book on the come up.
On the come up, which is supposed to be really good.
Yeah. Okay, we're off to a good start, I think.
Yay! All right. So the next book that I have for you is a young adult as well.
Okay. I don't actually. Well, I was going to say I don't actually read a lot of young adult, so that'd
be interesting.
I'm starting to, I think, but yeah.
So I texted Michelle this morning to ask her if she had read Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. Yes, she has. And I picked this book because it actually reminded me quite a lot of Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. It is The Million Pieces of Neena Gill by Emma Smith-Barton. I thought this was a really well done book. I really, really enjoyed this book. It's similar to Eleanor Oliphant because of the mental health but also just some of the way that some of the prose that she uses and the sort of way that she expresses it.
Excellent. So okay, lovely.
There you are. And the cover's really cool too.
It is actually really cool. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next book. Okay, this is quite interesting because this one is. Have you seen this one before? Have you read it? No. Okay. So this is Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. So a Japanese author. So it's translated from Japanese into English. I actually chose this one because I feel it does have Eleanor Oliphant vibes to it. So yeah, a 30-something Japanese woman works in a supermarket. Very quirky. It's a quirky book, but and obviously not very long, but really good.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so excited. I've heard about this one
Yeah.
from a few
Okay.
different booktubers.
Okay, cool.
I can't remember off the top of my head who, but a few different booktubers and have said that they really enjoyed it. And yeah, it's quite quirky. So.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. We're halfway through.
So we are halfway through.
We are.
Alright, so the next book that I chose is another book that I read relatively recently as well. And I chose it because, similar to Neena Gill, it has some Eleanor Oliphant vibes.
Oh, we've got a bit of a theme here.
We have a bit of a theme, but it is, I think you'll really like it. It's the kind of, I think, the kind of book that you really like.
Okay.
So it's hard-hitting contemporary,
Mm-hmm.
chick lit that isn't the kind of chick lit that isn't really chick lit at all. Queenie by Candice Carty-Williams.
It's another one I've heard about, but haven't bought or read. So
I think you'll enjoy this one. It's hard-hitting contemporary, so there's a lot of stuff to do with trauma and to do with mental health, and also actually to do with racism.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's about Queenie, who is it says on the back, meet Queenie, journalist, catastrophist, expressive.
Yes.
Don't know what's going
Excuse
on
the neighbours.
Expressive, aggressive, loved, lonely. Enough.
Oh, sounds good. Yes, thank you. Wow. Okay.
There's that one.
All right. Okay, next one. All right, this is very different. I don't know if you've read it, but okay. So this is Tim Winton. So Tim Winton is an Australian author. He wrote Cloud Street, which you probably would have read at school.
I know.
This one is, how can I say? I feel like it is a young adult book in that it is a coming of age sort of story. Mm-hmm. It's set in the outback in Australia. Mm-hmm. There is a language warning with this one.
Yeah.
But I know that you're fairly open-minded, so that's not going to be an issue. I did actually recommend this book to someone who was horrified and handed it back to me saying,
oh wow.
But I feel the language is appropriate because the main character is a young male.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, Tim Winton, The Shepherd's Hush. Very different read for me.
Okay.
Like I probably wouldn't normally read something like this. I don't think you would normally read something like this, but I enjoyed it. And I just, I think you might too.
Awesome. For the first time in my life, I know what I want and I have what it takes to get me there. If you never experienced that, I feel sorry for you. But it wasn't always like this. I've been through fire to get here. So be happy for me. And for fuck's sake, don't get in my way.
Language warning.
Language warning. That's fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. We
this might be my last one.
Yeah, my last one too. We're down to our last books. So this one is
It's hard. You don't want to say too much, but yeah.
So I chose this book for Michelle because I know that she hasn't really read any fantasy. Michelle is not really a fantasy reader.
No.
And she did express an interest a while ago in maybe putting her toes in the water.
My toe in. Yeah.
So I've chosen a book that I'm hoping that she will like. She's definitely heard of it, so
okay. I've heard of it.
Don't think it'll be too much of a shock.
Doesn't give me much of a clue, but
it is Sabriel by Garth Nix.
Okay, that's interesting. I actually just bought this for my son.
Yeah.
So who read it and loved it. So I will take this copy for the purpose of this video.
I actually knew that, but I wanted for the purpose of the video to have so I knew that Michelle's son had read it recently and really liked it.
Yes.
So I knew that he would encourage her to be reading it. But I think that Garth Nix, he's one of my favourite authors as well. I think this is a really great series for people who haven't read a huge amount of fantasy before, because it's not that kind of high fantasy that has all the names that you can't pronounce and all the places that you can't pronounce and all the magic that makes no sense. So it's not based in our world, but it's based in a world that is adjacent to our world.
Okay.
They have magic instead of the technology that we have,
Right.
essentially.
Interesting.
I'm hoping that you like it.
Oh, cool. Thank you. No, I look forward to that, dipping my toe in. My last book, I hope you haven't read it. I don't think you have. I try and watch your videos. Have you read it?
I have not.
Okay,
read that.
yay. Okay.
Yay.
So this is where the Crawdads sing. So Delia Owens, very popular, I believe. I chose this one. I really enjoyed it. I do know that it is a bit controversial. There's the people that either really love it, or really hate it. I love it. Delia Owens, I think, is actually a she's like a wildlife sort of person or something like that. Oh yes, she's a wildlife scientist in Africa. So she holds a Bachelor of Science in Zoology. I think she's done a few, journals in ecology and wildlife and things like that. So the descriptions of the scenery in this book are just beautiful. Really, really beautiful. So it is about a young girl. She's nicknamed the Marsh Girl. She lives in the marshes. But it is her story about surviving alone in the marshlands. Okay. I'm really interested to know Mel's opinion on the end. The end. So I have my own mixed opinions about the end, but I'm really interested, and this could almost be, I don't know, another video discussing the end of this book, because it is very very interesting. The end. So there we go.
Cool. Yeah, this is actually a book I bought myself recently as well.
Oh, good.
So I can take this copy for now, but then not.
Yeah,
take it home with
awesome.
me. So yeah, I've heard lots of great things about this one as well. So I'm really excited to read it. So
yes,
thank you.
I think we've done.
I think
well.
Yeah, too.
Very well.
Yeah, so we are actually planning on having a wrap up where we talk about the books that we have read that we gave each other. Yeah. Most of you probably know, or those of you who've been around for a while probably know, that I did this earlier with my partner Rowan earlier this year, and we haven't had a check-in yet because he's a lot slower at reading than either Michelle or myself are. Mostly because he does other things apart from reading.
I think end of September. Do you think?
Yeah, at end of September. Sounds good. So we might check in with Michelle and Rowan. I'll see. I'll talk to Rowan. Keep your eyes open for either one or two videos where we check in with both of those people. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. All right. So that was my to be read and Michelle's to be read for the month of August. I'm super excited to read all of those books. Anyway, guys, that's it for the video for today. If you have any thoughts or comments on the video or on the way that we have chosen books for each other, on the books that we chose for each other, anything like that, please comment below and let me know. All of my social media details are below as well. Should you want to contact me over on any of those platforms, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.